Welcome back to the Message Reviews podcast. I am your host, Message. Great to have you back. I'm not exactly sure what episode we're on because we're kind of pre-recording this since I'm getting ready to go on vacation soon. And I wanted to have some content for y'all. But today, I've got my friend AHammer with us. And the topic for the day is going to be console versus PC, or PC versus console. What's better? What should you get, especially with all the third-gen consoles, or the fourth-gen consoles coming out, or fifth-gen, whatever. You know, the new consoles that have just come out, you know, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S and all that stuff. You know, what should you get, especially because for me, and we'll talk about this later, the main reason why I decided to finally get a PC, not only because I wanted one, right? Because obviously you could do a lot more with a PC. But at the time that I purchased it, which was I purchased it late December of 2020, the consoles had just come out a month prior or 2 months prior, and the resale on these consoles was absolutely ridiculous, right? I think at one point I was seeing PS5s go for $1,500, right? Well, what's the point, in my opinion, on buying a console for $1,500 when you could get a pretty good PC for that price, right? Now, I spent a little more than that. I decided to go through NZXT, and again, we'll talk about this here in a minute. But I just didn't see the point. And like even today, they're hard to find. You can't really get them. People are still selling them higher than they should be. You know, I think I'm seeing them for $600, $700, $800, sometimes more. And when they do come out, all these people that know how to use bots are getting them on the websites. So I'm a big sneakerhead, or at least I was prior to COVID. And if you know anything about the sneaker society and how all that works, these sneakers get botted like crazy. And that's exactly what has happened to consoles, and it's exactly what's happening currently to the market for GPUs. And even it was happening for CPUs when the Ryzen 5 came out. So without further ado, let's jump to the topic, PC versus console. And again, our special guest today is AHammer. AHammer, thank you for taking the time out of your day and hopping on to the podcast. Appreciate it, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So again, like I said, so today's topic is going to be PC versus console. We're going to go over some of the specs. I've even got a picture of our PCs. I'll go ahead and throw that up on the board real quick. On the left is AHammer's PC, and on the right is mine. Both of ours from NZXT, and we'll go over that and just the process in general. But that's just a couple of look of our PCs, and we'll of course go through the specs and all that, and just why we decided to go with the PCs and what we enjoy about them. So first things first, AHammer, if you want to just quickly introduce yourself, or let them know how we met and things of that matter.
Bud, we met playing COD.
Yeah, I mean, it's
gaming, bro.
It's crazy. I have just as many, if not more, friends online currently than I do in real life. But I also,
that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but I also live in Kansas City now versus Texas, so like I don't even have my friends back from when I was growing up and shit like that, and just like in general. So like, again, so I met AHammer through Jack Zilla's stream about a year ago now, and we hit it off pretty quick. Play a lot of Call of Duty together, and then I told him, I think randomly, I was like, hey, dude, I bought a PC. And it didn't take too much longer for me to get a text message when I'm on vacation. Hey, Message, I bought one. Didn't ask anybody's opinion. Just said, hey, I bought it.
I just went down to the list and picked the most expensive things, and yeah, it works.
All right, so first things first, we're gonna go through our specs. We'll go through our specs. I'll tell my specs first, and then he can give his specs. We got our cell phones and all of our specs and what we got. And if you don't mind talking about cost, I don't mind talking about cost. I'll let people know how much it was. So I got, like I said, we went through NZXT, and before people give us a hard time, the whole pre-build thing, right? I personally, my first PC, I'm not comfortable putting one together and building one. Now, currently, do I think I could? Yes. But 6 months ago, no way I'm putting this thing together myself. I'm buying it through a company that's very well talked about all over online. I'm gonna let them put that together, especially because you can pick all the parts. And then I had another friend actually go over all the parts I bought. He went through PCBuilder.com, put them all together, and the retail price was $100 more via NZXT versus if I were to build it myself. So I consider that a win because if I'm gonna pay $100 for someone to build it, I'll take it. What's your thoughts, real quick, about pre-build versus going through a company like NZXT or Digital Storm?
See, that's the thing though. With a pre-build, isn't a pre-build like you just order that PC specifically?
I think,
But with these, where you're picking your parts, you know what I mean?
yeah, and see, that's the thing. So I think people try to lump companies like NZXT as a pre-build when in reality, I think, in my mind at least, I consider pre-builds to be if you walk into Walmart, right? If you
Yeah,
walk into Best
yeah,
Buy. But that's my
yeah.
opinion. Again, we're new to the PC community, so if you want to bash us in the comments, you go ahead. But you know what? I got a good PC. I have to wait for parts because that's the one thing I liked about this was when we were able to get our stuff, people were having problems getting GPUs and CPUs because people were, selling them on they were just selling them on the secondary market and they were buying them all up. So, anyways, I'm gonna go over my specs real quick, and then AHammer, you can go over yours. So I got the NZXT H510i white case. Here, I'll put them up real quick one more time. I got the NZXT Kraken X53 cooling system. For the motherboard, I got the MSI B55A Pro. I got a 3070 NVIDIA Vega for the GPU. For my CPU, I went with the AMD Ryzen 7 3700X 8-core 3.6 gigahertz. I got an Vega Supernova 850 watt G5 Gold power supply. For the RAM, I decided to get 4 8-gig RAM sticks of the T-Force Delta RGB 3200 millihertz, 3200 max speed. And then I got the standard Windows 10. And then for the SD, I decided to go with the Samsung 970 Evo Plus 1 terabyte. But that's what I went with. And that cost me, after fees, after shipping, and after the build, obviously, it was $2,100 total, which I will take that all day. Like I said, because I think I saw consoles at the time going for like $1,500, so that's not that big a deal.
What monitor you got?
So monitor. Good point. I got a 27-inch Asus TUF Gaming, 1 milliseconds response time, 165 hertz monitor. Obviously, I bought that separately, but that's the monitor I used to game with, and then I have a secondary monitor on my right. But it's just for whatever. But that's what I went with, and it is compatible with NVIDIA and then GeForce and things like that. So I made sure, and that's a big thing too. When you first buy a PC, it is huge to make sure you buy a PC monitor that is recommended for your GPU. I got very lucky because I wasn't really paying attention when I did it. I got very lucky that I did that correctly. AHammer knew about that, and he did his properly without having to guess. I guessed, but I got lucky. So, AHammer, what did you buy?
What, my PC?
Yeah, what's your PC? And then tell me what monitor you got running right now.
Well, the case is what is it? The 51? Or no, it's the H510 Elite, and the motherboard is the Rogue Maximus Hero. What the hell is that? 12?
It's 12.
Yeah. And then I got an i5, the Kraken X63. I got a RTX 5700 XT for the graphics card. I got the Trident Royal Z. What is it? A 3600 megahertz, 60 gigabytes of RAM. Then I got the Samsung Evo, the same thing you got, right?
Yeah, same thing I got.
And then I got the C1000 Gold power supply and then just Windows 10.
Yeah, that's probably
And
what I should have done was gone with the 1,000 watts, but it is what it is. If one thing I'll have to upgrade, I'll have to worry about it later.
yeah.
So overall, I'll talk about my experiences after, but overall, how would you say the experience in buying from NZXT was? And then, you set up your day by day. Oh, real quick before we start that, what monitor are you running?
It's what is it? A MSI 27-inch curved,
Yeah,
and it's got the Radon software.
nice. All right, and then, like I said, how was your NZXT experience?
Mine was a lot better than yours, but no, I ordered it. Takes a long time for them to build it, impatient, waiting, but it come, set it up, and I couldn't get games to download, but come to find out it was my Battle.net account. I was like dead set. I'm like, I'm gonna have to send this thing back. They're gonna have to fix it. But no, I just made another account and we've been cruising ever since. And another big point with NZXT is it's a 2-year warranty on the whole thing. So you don't have to break it down and go through the different companies for warranty on the parts. They cover everything for 2 years. That's another big selling point. And $100 to put it together.
Yeah, I forgot to even mention that. So for those of you that build your own PC, I mean, you're talking about GPU, CPU, your RAM, your power supply, your motherboard, your cooling system, right? Even your case. Well, I don't know if the case is one, but let's say it's not. 6 different items with 6 different warranties. One thing goes bad. First, you got to figure out what it is, right? And then you got to let that happen, right? This is, in my opinion, why I think it's best to go through a company, especially someone like NZXT who's got the name behind them. The 2-year warranty is a huge selling point because, like AHammer said, his experience was much more pleasant than mine. I had a god awful experience, unfortunately. So let's start with the first thing. First thing was FedEx almost lost my they almost lost my computer. So I had to call them, set up a ticket. I thought they were going to lose it. I called NZXT about it. They said, hey, don't worry about it. If for some reason FedEx lost it, call us, give us the report number, and then they'll take care of it because they have to file a claim with FedEx to make sure it goes through, and then I'm taken care of. But AHammer, you remember how bad was I freaking out, man?
Oh man, he was tripping. He called me. He's just like, oh my God, they lost my package. Freaking out, bro.
Oh, dude, I was, that's a lot of money to spend for it not to be there on the day it's supposed to be there. You already have to wait 2 to 3 weeks to begin with. Anyways, one, right? FedEx almost lost my package. I get it in. It comes in. Yeah, I sent everyone a message. Hey, came in. Yeah, we're gonna set it up. Start downloading games. I played COD once. I think I played Rust once. And then the next day, my screen goes black. And there is no reason for it. 0. I called NZXT. Well, here's the thing, too. So right now with the pandemic, NZXT does not have enough people working their IT department. So you have to message them. So I'm like messaging them on the app, letting them know what's going on. I think it took like a week of us going back and forth. Me taking parts out, me putting parts in, which is why I say now I think I feel more comfortable putting parts in the PC. But like having to take the GPU out, having to take the power supply out, having to take the RAM sticks out, putting them back in, having to reset the BIOS on the motherboard. After doing all of that, for them then to tell you, hey, you got to send it back to us. Terrible experience. But anyways, like again, all right, it's 2-year warranty. So I sent it back. They paid for FedEx Express for me to get it back to them. And they paid for FedEx Express for it to come back to me. It took what did I say? What did it take? 2 weeks, I think I said, right?
Yeah, something like that.
It was, so when I sent it to them, they got it. I sent it to them on a Monday. I got it the following Friday. But I got it back, and this thing's been purring like a cat ever since. This thing runs smooth as butter. So like, The last thing obviously I had to do was I had to fix my internet because I found out finally that my internet is garbage. Like it really is garbage. So I switched to internet, and I can't be happier.
Well, you're forgetting one crucial thing. You got to plug your Ethernet cable the whole way
Dude,
in,
don't
buddy.
don't give me that. No, that's look. There because oh yeah, that was a semi part of an issue for a second. We thought something else was wrong with it, but it was an old Ethernet cable. I got a new one. All right, so look, we're brand new to PC, okay? Brand new. There's gonna be some hiccups, right? There's gonna be some hiccups, but we got it taken care of. We got it taken care of. I'm happy. Couldn't be happier. All right, so like I said earlier, PC versus console. We've been console players most of our life. I remember the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo. Playing on that, playing on PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, it was easy for us to switch to mouse and keyboard because PlayStation is a mouse and keyboard. It functions with mouse and keyboard very easily. So, like, we made the switch back last year, April, learning mouse and keyboard. So that was not a big deal for us. It was just, getting an opportunity to play some new games. For me, I don't think there's a comparison. And as much as I know, console gang, I rocked that back in the day. If you get the opportunity to buy a PC, I think you should do it. Especially, there's so many financing options too. Like I put down half, and then finance the rest of mine. I think. Did you finance the whole thing for yours, AHammer?
Yeah.
Yeah, like. There's just, especially with the way the shortage of consoles is happening right now, if you get the opportunity, I think you should definitely buy a PC. It's going to last you a long time. Everything's upgradable, the parts and stuff like that. So if you need to make it do something else, changing out a part or adding a part here, adding a part there is easily capable, the capability for you to do that, it's nothing. Like we went out and got full back slots of RAM. But you don't have to do that, right? Because, RAM can be semi-expensive depending on what you buy. You could literally put 2 sticks in there and then put 2 more sticks in there. You could start off with a GPU that's not as good and then buy a new GPU later. Or the same thing with your CPUs. Or heck, I got friends, they just upgraded their motherboard for their PC. So, what you can do with that PC for the amount of time that you can do it for is, Like, let me put it this way. When I bought the PC and I was talking to the guy, he looked at me. He said, you built a great PC, right? Because at the end of the day, we got to build the parts we wanted to. He said, that's going to last you 3 to 5 years with no issues, without any upgrades. That thing's going to run smooth. It's going to run at the best capable as possible. And you're not going to have to worry about it. And maybe 5 years from now, you might have to upgrade something here and there. But for the most part, the fact that I don't have to worry about it and this thing's going to kick a console's ass all day, I don't regret it at all. I wish I'd have bought one sooner.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason, like, financing, that's awesome, And anybody can get financed for it if you got decent credit, and it just builds your credit. I mean, I didn't have to finance it, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Might as well,
Definitely.
because I don't know if did I say how much mine cost at the
No,
end?
no, you haven't.
No, it was 25 and some change. But I think the price difference is because I went with the bigger power supply, and I don't know the price on a RAM. I don't even know the difference.
I think yours is a little more expensive. Not much more, but a little more.
Probably just because mine's shiny.
Now, Jack said something about he likes the RAM you have versus the one I have, but his is good.
I think mine might be just a couple. What was yours in megahertz? Mine's 36.
Yours 36, mine's 34. So yeah.
And I cheaped out and went with the i5, so.
Yeah, but you got like the best i5 that they had. You could have got an i7 or an i9, but how much more would that have been?
I don't know.
So like,
I didn't know.
See for you,
I was just reading. I was reading it and it said it was good for gaming, and I was like, sold.
See, so for you though, right? Like for the upgrade for me, right? If I want to go with the new Ryzen 5 later down the line, that's a little bit better than mine. I can, It's not necessary, but I could, right? And it's supposed to be a new Ryzen 7 coming out, I think, in a couple of years. That's a quick removal of the cooler, taking it out, redoing the paste, all that stuff. Easily capable of being done, right?
Yeah, but see, I read a thing. I don't think I don't know if you have to redo the paste on the back of these. I think it's just like an. I don't know if it's like a little sheet or something. Because I was looking.
The couple of videos I've seen when they replace CPUs, they redo the paste. But
Yeah, but I think the paste is like permanently fixed on the back of our coolers.
it could be.
I don't know. I'm not gonna find out.
Yeah, I don't want to find out anytime soon. That's for sure. I think another big thing to me too is just the amount of different games you can play on PC versus console.
Right. We had PlayStations. We couldn't play Halo.
Couldn't play Halo.
The new Halo's getting ready to come out.
Couldn't play Valorant.
Right.
We wanted to play PUBG on keyboard and mouse, and we bought it for PlayStation. Found out that it's only controller. That was
horrible.
That was, oh my god. We tried to play it. It was so bad.
I think the first time we fired it up on PC, we did get a win though, huh?
Yeah, first game on PUBG, we got a win. That was pretty cool. But like I said, overall, I think the experience I've had with having a console. Don't get me wrong. Like, I wouldn't trade those days back for the world, right? I had a lot of fun playing console, but you don't know the difference until you plug in a PC. Like, there's a huge difference getting 140, 180, 250 frames in a game compared to the 60 max you're going to get. In reality, you probably only get like 45 on a console. Playing on a 60 hertz monitor versus playing on what I have is 165 hertz, or I played on a 240 before. Like, what you can do on a computer versus what you can do on a console is just, it's not comparable. And there's a reason why you see these big streamers streaming on a PC, regardless if they're playing with controller. Regardless. So,
FOV.
I didn't even mention FOV. FOV is huge.
Yeah.
What is it? Field of view normally 60 or 80?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I run mine at 120.
No, so do I. It's garbage. What it is. So, like, there's just too many limitations, and like, it sucks that we can't really get a good comparison, right? I'm not gonna be able to get a great comparison because we're not gonna buy the new consoles. Are you gonna buy an Xbox or a PlayStation 5?
Nope.
Yeah. Why would we? Right. So, like, we're not gonna be able to compare. But at the end of the day, I think they max out at 120 when it comes to like frames at the most, right? I can get way more than that. So, as much. Well, here's the other thing too. Did you look at? We looked at it together. The hard drives on these new consoles, less than a terabyte.
Right. Yeah.
Like, we can add another hard drive to our PCs all day, or buy the 2 terabytes, no problem. There's just so many things that you can do with a PC versus what you can do with a console, and I really can't. It's hard for me to put that into words. Like, I wish I could put it into words better than I feel like I'm doing right now. The best thing I can tell you is that, and this is a Jackzilla quote. What is it? Oh crap! I don't even remember what the quote is. But like, when you finally buy a PC, you've come to the
PC master race, buddy.
Yeah, that is what it is. He's like, oh, you joined the master race of the PC gang, huh? That's what it is, and that's exactly what it is. Like, the fact that I can play whatever game I want to play on this thing.
Discord's a big thing too.
Oh, dude. Discord's huge. And I know PlayStation's trying to get it right now, and I know Microsoft's trying to buy them, but you don't have it right now, and I do. I got audio from people that's coming through immediately. You don't have to wait a half a second. It's like I said, there's so many things that PC does versus what a console does. Do you have any other things I'm not even thinking about right now, AHammer, that you love about your PC versus playing on console?
I mean, you can adjust your RGB lighting. You know, if you're in a bad mood, turn it red. If you're in a decent mood, I don't know, turn it blue. It's like a mood ring, bro.
Everybody loves RGB, that's for sure.
Yeah. The only thing that I don't like, um, there's three different apps to control everything. I can't control my motherboard and graphics card and my RAM through the NZXT cam, which is what it is, right?
Yeah, but it'll probably eventually allow you to. Well, it'll never let you probably do your graphics card, but it could eventually let you do your RAM and your
It's not. I'm not really worried about it. It's set. It doesn't really run in the background that much. I don't notice any lag or anything like that. So,
True,
and then,
true. I agree.
yeah, but for the most part, I mean, if I ever decide to put more RAM in, I think I might have to. I think I might have to turn my cooler, but because it looks like it's blocking the one RAM, but I could just take that out, take M2 out, and put two 16s in.
True, you could do that. You could do
I don't
that.
know if I don't know if you can run three because they have to be set in a certain hole, right?
Yeah, you can't run 3. You have to run 2 or 4, and you have to do them on you have to use either 1 or 3 or 2 or 4
Mm,
when you put them in.
yeah, eh, it works good for now.
Yeah, I like it. I
Yeah, but
like it.
the thing is, when this thing dies and slows down, I could throw it out in the living room and use it just for like a desktop to whatever. Get on NZXT and build another one.
True. 'Cause I don't know what I'll do with mine. Like in 5 years, when I wouldn't even say it becomes obsolete. I would say it just becomes slower, right? Because I think regardless, I think we did enough and built a bigger PC to the point where like it's never the next gen consoles are never going to beat out our PCs, right? So when's the last time a console was made? Do you remember? When was PS4 made?
Oh man, I don't even remember. I was gonna say it was like 4 or 5 years ago, wasn't it?
I think it
Oh,
was
there's
more.
somewhere.
I think it was more than that. Hold on, I'm gonna double check real quick. Let's see.
I'm gonna ask Google.
Yeah, I'm gonna Google it real quick. Release date of PS4. So the release date of the PS4 was in November of 2013. So it took them 7 years to build a new console, right? 7 years from now, I still don't think a console could be better than the PC I built. So I'm okay.
Dude, I don't even have my old PlayStation.
I have it, but I haven't used it once.
I gave it to my brother.
That was
He
nice of you.
loves it.
That was nice of you. All right. Well, I don't have much left topic wise. Besides, we'll go over a couple games that we like playing. Was there anything else you wanted to say about your PC?
I don't know, bro. What kind of hardware you running? Mouse, keyboard?
Oh yeah, we can go over that real quick. So I'll go over everything, which I haven't talked about everything I currently have. So let's go over that. So right now, so I was using this keyboard back here, which was the Razer Huntsman Mini. I have switched to the AOC HyperX 10 keyless. I'll just kind of pick it up real quick, right there. What I like about this keyboard is it's run on a metal plate, which is why I went with it for the price. $89.99. It's a really good deal. I know what keyboard you could talk about that in a minute. It's way better than mine. And then I'm running the RX 3 wireless. This thing is, I mean, it's like I think it's not the lightest mouse anymore. It was, I think it's off by a couple of grams. I think Final Mouse just created one that's better or lighter. But and it's not even my favorite, I would say, because like, or at least for like my hand, because if you look, like I got a big hand. Let's be real here. You can see how I'm kind of covering it up a lot. So like I gotta kind of have to grip it like this. Versus like there's a couple Logitechs that fit my palm better. But I rock this, and then currently all my audio set up now. So I'm running everything now off of a Rode Podcaster Pro. I've got a 4-channel Rode Podcaster Pro. It's got my computer set up to it. I've got an iPad set up to it. I've got my cell phone via Bluetooth set up. I've got my Throne Max mic stand here with my Rode Podcast or my Rode Pod mic. Here, let me take this off real quick. So the Rode Pod mic, and even this sounds pretty good without the. I don't even need the filter. I just like to have the filter on.
You'd be spitting on your mic.
Well, it's got a built-in pop filter on it, but I'd rather use it this one. So that's that. And then currently I'm rocking. So I don't rock gaming headphones anymore. I rock studio headphones. I'm rocking the Yamaha HPH MT5s. They're $100, and just the sound quality I get with them is amazing. So like overall, and then right now I'm using a IV cam. I'm using my iPhone X for my camera. So I've got my audio over here, all my setup. I've got a hook under my desk. I've got a camera here. I got a light up here. My second monitor is right here. I just got an old Samsung. It's just a computer monitor, and I could turn it long ways, which is nice. But that's the setup I'm rocking right now. Pretty happy with it. And then of course, if y'all have seen any of my TikToks, you've seen my Boba Fett mouse pad. It's the greatest thing in the world. So, what all you got over there? What you rocking?
Well, for the mouse, just a plain SteelSeries Rival 3. And then the keyboard's the unit. Yeah, the SteelSeries Apex Pro.
Yeah, you've been telling me a lot about that thing. What's your favorite feature about that keyboard?
Well, you can adjust each key, the sensitivity of each key. And that's huge because my pinky isn't very strong. And like, say on COD, like melee, punch people, it's easier for me to push the keys and stuff. Just being able to adjust them it's pretty cool. I haven't tore it down, so I don't know what that's going to involve, but I'm sure I'll have to do it eventually. Then I just got a cheap, I don't even know what my camera is, honestly. I think it's a Logitech. It's like a 930 maybe. And then I got a second mic, or not mic, here, monitor in front. And then I just got a Blue Yeti on my $20 Amazon boom, bud.
And then, I bought that boom, and I liked it for the Blue Yeti, but when I switched mics, I had to get a new boom, unfortunately.
Yeah,
And then what headset you rocking?
The SteelSeries Arctis 9s.
Arctis 9s?
Yeah. What are they, the 9Ss? Or I don't know if it's just 9s or 9Ss.
Yeah, I can't remember, to be honest.
I think it's just 9s.
Yeah, there's 9s, yeah.
Yeah. Most of the time when I'm gaming, I don't even use my Blue Yeti. I just turn my headset on. Just run with it.
Convenience.
Yeah, and it's hanging in front of my face.
So, okay, speaking of gaming, I know you always bring out, obviously, your Blue Yeti when we're on Discord calls, whatever, and just kind of hanging out. So is that something, for you that you're still not really used to, is having that mic in front of you? Because, for me, right, if I'm set up, I'm right here, my keyboard's right here, my mouse is right here. Obviously, you can see where this is, and I'm right here. I have all visibility still. I'm good. It doesn't bug me, but I know it can bug some people, so.
Oh, no, it don't bug me. Sometimes I just don't feel like having it in front of my face.
All right.
It's just, oh.
Not for everybody. All the time, at least.
Yeah. I mean, when you're getting down on COD, you don't got to look like a radio host.
I like it. I mean, we're not streamers, so it's not a big deal.
No.
All right. Okay. So last thing, let's talk about games that you played with PC that you couldn't play with console, or that you like playing better on PC versus console. What are some of the favorite games you've been playing, and things of that matter?
See, that's the thing. I really haven't messed around with many games. Just the Apex, PUBG, COD, Hand Simulator. I play that. That's always a good time when you're drinking.
Well, how would you say your experience on PC is versus your experience when you had just console?
I mean, everything's faster. You can really get down and, you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. It's definitely sometimes it's confusing with updates and stuff, but it just is what it is. You
All
just
right.
gonna have to figure it out, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what I've been doing, the same thing as well, just kind of figuring it out as I go along. For me, Valorant, I couldn't play that on console. I'm playing that
Oh
obviously
yeah,
a
I
lot.
play that too.
You didn't play it that much.
Played a couple games, man.
Yeah,
Got a couple kills.
yeah, played a little
Good
bit.
enough.
So Valorant, I've also played Squad. Squad was a good time. I played a little bit of Rust. I haven't played it really much since the first time I played it. But it was a good time. Like I said, there's a lot of games I think on console that you know, or that you wish that were on console that aren't, and so that's the biggest thing for me. And then of course, I never had Xbox, so when Halo finally does come out, getting to play Halo day one on PC is going to be pretty cool. I think.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for Halo.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I'm gonna pull up our PCs one last time so you can take a look at them. Sorry, my picture's a little dark, but I do have a TikTok. I think with a PC setup, and I'm getting ready to set up everything differently, and do a new background for the podcast. So once that's up, I'll always post a TikTok so y'all can take a look at that. Again, I want to thank everybody for stopping by this episode. I don't know when this is posted, so whenever you see it, you see it. AHammer, thank you for hopping on and giving me your time so we can kind of just talk a little bit about PC versus console. And like I said, I mean, I didn't have the best experience first with NZXT. I know you had a better one, but I wanted somebody else on here to talk about their experience as well, because like I didn't want it to just be like, oh, my first experience the first month was trash. You know what I'm saying? For the whole
Right, but that's another thing, man. That warranty, you can't beat that.
hell no. You can't beat a 2-year warranty. One warranty to control all your parts, you can't beat it. So again, thank you for stopping by, and that's all I got for today on today's podcast. I want to thank AHammer again for being here. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.